everyone, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. Thank you for joining me on my final Kitaholic Kits design team layout. I am super excited to be sharing with you my final layout for the month of October. I have loved joining the Kitaholic Kits for this month and using the divine Cocoa Vanilla Studios Unforgettable collection. So I had 2 pieces of this same beautiful wreath paper, and I left one completely as is, and the other I fussy cut the floral cluster off and used the beautiful watercolor blue paper that is on the other side. So I used my glue to stick on the other half of the flower cluster and filled the whole wreath into a full circle. And then I've got these 2 little cute photos of my little man when he first had his try of solids, eating some pumpkin. So I stuck one photo directly down onto the page and just slipped it under a little bit of the floral, and then the other one I'm sticking up with foam, and I was at the very end of my foam tape there, so I needed to add a little bit of glue, and I'm sticking it up with foam, and I'm putting the beautiful wood grain frame around that popped up photograph, and so it will need a little bit of foam on it as well, just to add to the dimension. And there's a lot of dimension and a lot of layers that's going to come into this layout, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. I have used a lot of my supplies. I pretty much have nothing left at this stage of time. Paper, that's about all. So I was really excited with how it was going. I've got the large floral pieces and the frame, and then that's about it. Now those floral pieces directly match some of what is on the wreath, so I have put them on top of where they belong, if that makes sense. We also got these really gorgeous sort of infinity heart chipboard that I painted white, or an off-white. I only did 1 layer of paint, so it's kind of white, but it's kind of a little bit got the chipboard showing through underneath as well. And I'm using my last 2 bows, because they're all I've got left in those, bows and tassels, so they've all been used up, so I'm popping those on as well. And I'm just matching, as I said before, where these large floral pieces go is exactly where they match on the background paper. Sorry, I lost my words there. I didn't 100% love the infinity sign on this chipboard paper, but I really loved the heart, and I loved the way it looked a little bit like a paper clip. So I put the sort of hanging bit out on the paper clip. They also had little flourishes that were connected onto the chipboard, but I cut those off and used those on a different layout. The layout I created was of my son blowing a dandelion, and the little flourishes, once they were painted white, they look really cute as being like bits of the dandelion flying away. So I stuck those onto a different layout. So I used all 4 of those beautiful heart chipboards. And then, as I said, because I don't have any of the ephemera left, it's all gone, I pulled out some of the beautiful butterfly paper and fussy cut some more of these butterflies out. And I'm just going to lay those around the wreath and the paper as well. Just making little clusters where the hearts are already, basically. And sticking them all up on foam too, just to add a little bit of dimension there. And you'll see in the photos at the end that where I've stuck the extra piece, the extra big floral piece of the wreath, the top part of the wreath, and then that sort of has a little bit of lift to it, and then using the foam to stick up the extra pieces of floral, add a little bit of dimension, and then the foam on the butterflies. There's just so many layers going on here, and it's beautiful. I really love the way it has turned out. Once I stick down all these butterflies, I'm wondering what to do next because I don't really have any supplies left. I'm pretty much done. But it looked like it was missing something. It didn't look quite right to me. So I pulled out literally everything that I had left. So I had the October sign, I had the envelopes, I had the real flowers, and then I had these arrows. But none of that was really going to work. So then I pulled out my papers, and I've got a few little scraps and a few little bits and bobs, and I thought maybe that's what I need to do. And a few little layers behind my photographs. So that's what I decided I would do, especially behind that photo there that doesn't have the frame. I thought I'd use some of these little scraps and see what I could come up with. So I pull this picture back off the page very carefully. Luckily I hadn't used very much double-sided tape to stick it down, and I end up backing it completely in a piece of the wood grain. So there's a wood grain frame beside around one of them, and then the other one is completely backed in wood grain. And then I just put a little bit of that pink and coral watercolor wash and a piece of the little tiny floral paper, and then I decided I wanted to do the same on the other photo as well. So I left it with the beautiful wood grain frame around it, but I put a little bit of that watercolor and a little bit of that little floral underneath it too. And that just helped pop those photos off the page a little bit more and give them a little bit something else to sort of grab your attention and to lift the photos a little bit when there's so much other color going on around the picture, around the pictures with the floral frame, oh gosh, I can't talk, sorry, and the butterflies. So I was really happy with that extra pop that those colours, those little layers had done there. Now obviously it would have been so much easier if I had have thought of this before sticking my photos on, but I managed it and it didn't cause too much mess or drama to it, which is good. So now I'm popping on a few of the enamel dots. You can see I've still got quite a few left considering how much I have created. I have created so far 6 layouts and 6 project life spreads, or 3 double page spreads. So I'm really happy with how far this collection has gone. And I've still got quite a bit of paper, and you can see I've got quite a bit of that thickers pad there. So I could almost do something else if I embellish it with that thickers pad and embellish it with maybe the cutout butterflies again. So I might just sneak one more in if I can and use up some more of the paper. I'm not sure yet. We will see. I'm not sick of the collection yet. I love it. So because there's so much joy coming from the collection still, I very well might see if I can sneak in another one, and then I'll do a share of all the things that I have created for you. So I'm just sticking on my title. It's just really simple, called Pumpkin Face, because I think there is more pumpkin all over my boy than there is in his mouth, but that's what happens when they first start eating. And you'll see there that I doctored the G to make a C. Very, very simple doctoring, so that was easy. And then a little bit of Heidi Shine just around the clusters where the butterflies are. And we are done. So I have got some close-up photos for you. Again, I hope you have enjoyed watching me create today's layout, and hopefully you followed along with the other 4 layouts I have created. They are shared here on the Kitaholic Kits channel, and they're also shared over on my own channel at Scrappy Sisters. So feel free to come and check me out and see what you think. So thank you very much for watching. Tell me, have you been creating with this beautiful collection? I love it. And I will catch you again next month with some more design team layouts and another, I am certain, beautiful, beautiful collection. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.